What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wizards Outlook. Joined by Raymond Lyons, Cardo Dudley Jr. I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. and the Wizards. They came to this game having lost 8 straight. Clippers handed them their 9th consecutive loss, 102-93. This game, there are many parallels of this game to last week's game against the Clippers, in which Washington got off to a good start, had a double-digit lead, and eventually got walked down and would lose in the fourth quarter. So, Cardell, we'll start with you and then Ray. Just your thoughts on Washington's, latest loss.
Yeah, the Clippers just turned it on in the second half. Adjustment at halftime and led with the defense. The Wizards pretty much scored 30 in the first and second quarters combined, 28 in the first, 29 in the second. And second half, Clippers held them to 18 points in each quarter, 36 points total in the half. That's ball game. And then obviously Kawhi Leonard got aggressive. Compliments to John Wall, understanding that, they had to get him going, but also that no one could really guard him, obviously. But he made it a point to have Kawhi, set up Kawhi to be aggressive so to open things up for everyone else. And that's how the Luke Kennards were getting wide open threes, Amir Coffey, Terrence Mann. And I know Terrence Mann, I think he had about 10 points tonight. He blew about 5 layups. So it could have been much worse. You see what I'm saying? Makeable layups, you know what I mean? They were just they were surgical with how they executed on both ends in the second half. The Wizards really had no answer. They attacked Kuz on the offensive end. Talking about the Clippers, they attacked him, kept him on his heels to the point, obviously, they took away his legs where offensively he couldn't really explode and score enough and make the plays enough in an efficient manner that they needed to win. Porzingis, they forced him baseline. They forced him to drive right into the traps. And if he caught it at the elbows, they came with traps, from angles where it would have been tough for him to see at 7-3. It forced him to rush his shots, forced him to make, just rush decisions as far as passing and who to pass it to or whatnot, which played into their hands, defensively as a team as a whole. So they did what we expect out of the Clippers when they're healthy. You know what I mean? And that's why, a lot of people have them in the mix to possibly win the championship if they can ever get fully healthy, because what they showed in the first half, they have a lot of depth. They have a lot of guys that can get it done. But most importantly, they got a team that can defend 1 through 5. So it's really not much you can do as far as trying to pick on somebody. They got to the free throw line a lot. Like, I don't think people understand how much worse this loss could have been the final score. They scored. They were 16-26 from the line. I'm talking about the Clippers. So had they made their free throws and had, like, say, Terrence Mann was 4 for 12, he had 10 points. Let's say he make those 5 layups. That's 9 for 12. This is a double digit. This is a 20-point L for the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? After that first half. So it's right in the long line of what we've been seeing from the Wizards, the inconsistent play, the up and down play throughout the season. So no one should truly be shocked by this outcome, man. The bench points was better. The bench production as a whole was just better. The second half, the Clippers did what they should do. They just call it what it is. And they pulled out the W.
Right.
Yeah, that second half, man, they just clamped down and got rid of them, plain and simple. We was talking on a broadcast about when we want to see one of those stretches where the Clippers just choked the life out of them, and it came. They built up momentum in the third, holding the 18 points and cutting the lead down to 3. But then early in the fourth, they just went ahead and took control of the game, man. And the Wizards never regained their footing. It's just business as usual at this point. Like, you see up there, 9th consecutive loss. I mean, we'd be naive to expect something different until they show us something different. So, either they're going to correct it or they aren't. And it's looking like they're leaning towards the latter. So, it is what it is, man. On the Clippers side, it was reminiscent as the game that they played in Washington, The first half, the Wizards had something going offensively. Second half, Wizards, the Clippers just cut all the water off, and then they walked them down, took control of the game, went home with the W. Last game, it was Paul George that that kind of steadied the ship. This game, it was Kawhi. That's the luxury of having two guys on that level on your roster. So it was no PG tonight, but Kawhi, he assumed that leadership role. And then Luke Kennard filled in the gaps. Other guys made plays. Batum made a huge 3 late when the Wizards were trying to fight their way back into it. Terrence Mann, Brandon Boston Jr., the play when he ripped Monte at the top of the key, went back down for the and one. They made the plays, the Wizards don't. And that's why we got the result we got.
All right, look, I think we all know the answer. I got to put it up here. So, Kawhi Leonard, I'm going to step on a limb.
Boy, man, gets paid.
All right. You guys, please don't yell at me. I think maybe Luke Kennard for this one. I don't know. You guys can tell me if there's anybody different. All right. Again, like what you guys said, man, defensively, they're just disrespectful defensively. There were several stretches where it was 5 guards on the floor. Just 5 guards. Just 5 different size guards, and they went about their business. And KP needs you have to dominate lineups that have 5 guards on the floor when you're on the floor. And when you can't, that hurts. It hurts. That was super small tonight.
That's where being effective in the post should help you. That's why every time I say this, people just think I totally just hate analytics. That's not what I'm saying. In strategy, you adapt to what's going on to win the game. If you 7'3", forget that. If you're 6 feet and you're playing against a 5'3" dude or a 5'3" girl, why am I going to waste this time trying to outquick you? I'm going to back you a little bit down, and I'm going to destroy you. Until you stop that, then I adjust to that. 7'3". Putting guys out there, the tallest dude is 6'8". It's no question. Yo, I'm on the block. Every time I should be the first one touching this. I'm going to eat. And I'm going to score over the double team. So they will have no choice but to put a player in here. And guess what? That caters to what we want to do. You shoot a bunch of threes, bails that type of lineup out. And you're playing like a guard, but you're not really a guard. You can't move like a guard. That's advantage Clippers. That's advantage most teams because they have better personnel overall on the wings than the Wizards. You know what I mean? And then you had the guys like I got to give Musa Diabate his credit. 6. People understand how big he is. He's 6'11", but he moves like a 2 guard. He's athletic like a 2 guard, super athletic. He disrupted Kuz. He disrupted Porzingis. They didn't get off like they should, like they've been doing the last couple games, damn near 30 apiece or something like that. It don't work like that. They locked them down. Then the second half, they just totally took the whole team away. It's guys like that, him, like Ray mentioned, Brandon Boston, those guys with length, guys that are long, guys that are athletic. You know what I mean? Getting up in you defensively. Not that just making it tough on you. You hit tough shots, fine. You're in the NBA, you should. You're a good player. But we're not going to just give you easy stuff all game long and have you get in a rhythm to the point where it's hard to turn your water off. You know what I mean? You just got it going. And then now you're capable of shooting the Wizards to a W. That's not what the Clippers didn't allow that, man. Even guys, Amir Coffey, come on, man. Nobody was checking for Amir Coffey. Came in there, big plays, hitting shots, free throws, defense. The Wizards was trying to switch and pick and roll and get mismatches, and you like, dog, ain't no mismatch, bro. You going to have to earn the bucket everywhere on the floor. So good luck with that. John Wall getting a little swipe down on Porzingis because Porzingis want to attack John Wall 6'4" on the elbow. You see what I'm saying? That right there just tell you why the result is what it is, man. So it hasn't changed this far. So why should we expect anything different moving forward? You're on mute.
Probably because I didn't have anything good to say. They're staying in LA tomorrow to play the Lakers. And While the Lakers aren't the Clippers, they do also defend well. They push the hell out the pace. And, they got a lot of guys who kind of sort of like to get into the paint. And we saw a couple nights ago where teams spent the majority of the night in the paint. Again, we can keep bringing up the same things over and over and over again. What I will simply bring up, my last 2 cents on them for this evening, is currently their play. They have now lost 9 straight. They are 1-9 in their last 10 games. They are now just 1 game above the Orlando Magic. So just keep that in mind. They're currently 12th. The Magic are 13th. And, before this game, I think, it was a 2.5 game lead or something like that. 1.5 game lead. It's down to 1. So we'll see what things look like. And again, we obviously know the Wizards are missing people. So are several other teams in the league. Also, this is also like the era of load management. Everyone's missing people from night to night. So I really don't care. 9 straight is ridiculous. So I don't care about all the other crap. We saw the Nets skeleton team a couple nights ago where Brooklyn sat their rotation and got a win, right? So, and they're not the only team in the league that's had some wins like that. So, if this is just par for the course, 9 straight is 9 straight. Nasty is nasty, and it's nasty work. If they don't get a win tomorrow, that's 10 straight.
You can't go double digits the wrong way, man.
And there's talk of when folks get back, but to me, the talk of when folks get back is reserved for teams that are still holding themselves afloat.
But we don't know if it's all the way true, but you gotta feel that it's in the air. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At the minimum.
Right.
When one of your best players, second or third option, is having stories on him about demanding a trade in the middle of this slide in December. Now, if it was close to All-Star break, I can kind of look, man, it is what it is. You're doing this in December during a slide. What tone does that set for the rest of the team, man? Every man for themselves. So how do you expect these guys to come together and do what's necessary to change what's going on? I mean, I said this like a month and a half ago. I'm waiting for somebody to explode. Who explode? Nobody's even, I'm talking about on the court. Fuck that locker room, behind the scenes shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't mean destructive explode. I mean explode like rally, motherfucker. Like, what the let's go, man. What the man? Y'all ain't tired of losing? Bro, they lose, they walk off the court. See a couple players tweeting stuff, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Nothing like that Southern California breeze when you get off the plane. Like, what? No, y'all lost 8 in a row. What? Bro, I personally would be nervous to get on social media. I would have somebody else posting business stuff on my social media because ain't no telling what's in the comments. We lost 8 in a row. I see on TNT the other night, Charles Barkley talking about, why are we talking about the Lakers? They're like the 12th seed. We don't talk about the 12th seed in the East, the Washington Wizards. We don't talk about them. He literally said that. So is it about winning or about guys getting theirs, man?
The second one.
So that's all I'm saying. So why would we expect things to change? There is nothing we can look to. Kispert and Jordan Goodwin. Them brothers
pretty
come
much
and compete to try to win every night, doing everything in their power within their roles to try to help this team win. Once you get past those two, who else can you really look at?
It's on a night-to-night basis. After that,
every night, same type of effort, similar production, all that. So I'm just saying.
That's crazy that 2 of the younger dudes are the most consistent pros on a veteran-laden team, which is, again.
But they also won a lot of games in college. They also won a lot of games where they are. They're not used to losing. So, especially Kispert, man, I think, Kispert, what the hell? I think the losses he took in college might have been single digits. You know what I'm saying? They compete for national championships. You know what I'm saying? So they got to stand up like, bro, I'm not with this, man. What are we doing here? Even as a pro. So where's the leadership at? Because now if I'm a youngin and say I'm Goodwin or Kispert, when you come and talk to me and I see your effort, I ain't trying to hear all that. I'm like, look, I'll figure it out on my own, champ. I'll figure it out through trial and error because you look at what you're doing. So it's no lifeline, man. It's nothing I can point to like, all right, that's a positive sign that they're going to change this. No, man, it's just, and you can't even say wait till Bill get back. They were losing with him.
Yeah, I'm about to say the same stuff was happening. So, like, the same stuff was happening. These same things were happening. Like, we'll get to y'all's comments in just a second. Again, after the Lakers, you get a day off. You have the Suns, day off or whatever. You want to know what the next back-to-back is? Out west before Christmas, you end the road trip. Oh, yeah, you end the road trip. Utah, Sacramento. Neither one of those things are fun at this season. Neither one of those things are fun. We've seen Sacramento run good teams out the building. Catch them on the wrong night in Sacramento.
Sacramento 5th in the damn West, man. Playoffs, dog.
5th. Utah, who everybody thought should be tanking or whatever, is 8th.
And then you come back home and you got Embiid who loves, if misery loves company type name. Dog, that dude, he's the epitome of like kicking when he's down, man, on the court. Dog. Like, is it? Or they've got the 15-game losing streak. Oh, he gonna come in with the 50 and 20 in mind, dog. Let me get this MVP. He like, I should got it last year, but let me make sure I try to get it this year. Even though I think Jason Tatum leading the way, but yeah, bro, like you come in here with that, man.
Yeah, and like you said, you come back with 76ers Suns.
And Chris Paul, mind free, he got the degree, man. He good, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like, meanwhile, you got one dude, one of your top players with 1 foot out the door. Hell, he might not even be the only one. It's just the other one being quiet about it for now.
Hey, I got a date for you guys, and this is sad that this even matters. December 30th. Between now and December 30th, just keep an eye on what happens between the Wizards and the Magic. They play on the 30th. That could give you, like, by the time we get to the 30th, that game could be that game could end up having implications that it shouldn't have had. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being realistic.
It is like, what it is.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to be funny, but prior to this slide, that game wouldn't have jumped out at me if anything that meant anything.
Outside seeing Markel.
That's it. That's it. And I'm like, oh man, how are the kids in Orlando doing? Now, is that going to be when they officially bury Washington in the division? And I'm not trying to be funny, like, man, I'm just, I'm really not trying to be funny. I'm just being honest, man. That's it. Depending on what happens between now and then that night, because that game's in Orlando, right? I could be burying them down there with the Hornets, who we know are playing for a top pick.
Paulo, Franz Wagner, Wendell Carter, Bobo, Mo Wagner. You got that former Wizard. You know what I'm saying? Like, Markel gonna be motivated. Hometown team.
Okay, I got a question. So we're talking about what other teams with their wings and length.
I ain't even going there. Hold on. I'm just trying to give you the size. Mo Bamba. Then they forget, people not even mention them. Chuma Kiki from Auburn. Damn near a lottery pick in 2019. You see what I'm saying? Defender, like super athletic, long, like, and then you possibly got Jonathan Isaacs possibly coming back soon because he's already starting to do on-court work and stuff like that. So, and that's who you got to hold off. And the thing is what the last play-in spot was 2 games out. Yeah, 2 games out. So it's just, man, it is what it is. Ain't no point in getting disappointed, man, because it is what it is. Why are we gonna stress out? They don't care enough. Outside, look, Kispert and Goodwin, they good.
That's crazy. I'm just thinking about how much this team likes to settle and everything else. Like Kuz and KP, those are dudes where you're not shooting over the top of them.
And you're not going by them. They done
No.
left. You gotta be efficient.
Oh man, Anthony Tony has always said, "Who's going first, Kuz or Wes?" Welcome to the show tonight, Anthony Tony. Never a disappointing moment with you, man.
Oh man,
Wants to be first. I'll leave it at that.
Area 11 season, the Clippers are doing a good job developing those young players on their bench.
Top organizations usually do, man.
And they made the most of what was it last year when PG and Kawhi were kind of out for long stretches. Those kids had to play meaningful reps. He also said it seems like the older players here in this franchise are serious and play for their numbers.
Of course they do. You know, I'm trying to be nice tonight on a certain player, but he gonna make me go there. Certain player wants to play for numbers, but wants to be respected as one of the top tier players.
don't work like that.
You gotta get W's, though. Is it easy? Hell no. No. But that's what separates players. Them guys that find a way. Look what Kawhi did. The Wizards was giving it to him. Kawhi come make a bucket, John Wall off, the whole damn Clippers team off. So you saw Kawhi figure it out, though, as the game went along. Started with his defense. He got it going. So, look, man, it's I don't understand why. Let's just say I don't understand why teams feel like they can across the league, because it's not just the Wizards where they feel like they can just skip steps and expect the result to be different. Michael Eric Dyson got a quote that I love, man. He said on like a podcast a couple weeks ago. He was like, "Man, do you want the commercial? Or do you want the product?" You know what I'm saying? Too many people in the league they falling for the commercial. Like the commercial look at the appearance of you actually putting in work and trying to create a winning situation or get better as a player. But when the results come back, it's false advertisement. You know, it seems like the same old players and teams are the ones getting the same result. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what are they doing that these other guys that are in commercial mode doing? You hardly ever see them doing something. You don't hear much from them. They too busy working. They're too busy sacrificing. They're too busy doing whatever it takes to win. You see what I'm saying? So, look, Porzingis came over in the trade. Look like, hey, man, big three talk head in the season. It's cool. We'll see. It's cool. We'll see. You know what I mean? But that's the commercial phase. Coming to training camp, you see him working, man. All right, man. No, everybody feeling happy now. We'll see when the adversity comes. Started off strong, too. Got a few, that was similar last year. Like, we'll see. A couple of L's coming there, a couple of injuries here and there. And it really started when DeLon went down.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm saying by commercial or product. Teams that give you the product, that give you the results, they figure out a way to keep it going, win a key player like that that's tough and bring all the intangibles that you ever want in a player, especially a role player. They figured out how to keep bringing that. You know what I'm saying? And they haven't figured it out. Goodwin is trying, but why ain't nobody following his lead? And he's doing it by just example. He's not even saying it. Why aren't the higher paid players doing the same thing? Why is he down there? Hold on, what's the rebound he had? What the rebounds he had? He had 8 rebounds. Then he had 10. Porzingis at 7'3" had 7, and Kuz at 6'10" had 6. So a 6'3" guard all rebounded, y'all.
My man was crashing the glass by himself multiple times tonight.
And he's strapping. He got to deal with y'all. You know he getting after defensively, but y'all take double the shots. But why ain't y'all doing double the dirty work? It start with y'all. Y'all the top 2 guys. Those are things I'm wondering. You feel what I'm saying? When we talk about winning and getting all this, because like you said, you brought up the Orlando Magic. When I watch them play, everybody's doing those things. The whole team. They too young. They out there scrapping. Man, the whole team doing the Jordan Goodwin things. So what you think will happen when they match up? And y'all let a game like this go, after a game where y'all gave up a franchise record 98 points in the paint. It's on you, Wilson. 98 points in the paint. What would you do?
You sound like me and Ray the other night. We sat here for, I think, 8 minutes, and we couldn't get past that part. At some point, we were just like, you know what? It's the end of the night. Speed through these real quick. Low-key think if Ted is removed, A. James replacement. Owners don't get removed. They find something else to do. It's on their turn. Like, y'all got to let this go. Dan Snyder, look, you have a great example in this city. They don't get removed. That is a fan dream. It doesn't happen. Pure fan fiction.
And no disrespect, I ain't getting in his pockets, and men don't do that. But Anton James, I doubt he can afford the team. I'm just giving him up.
That's the other thing. Even bad organizations,
the transaction,
professional sports,
it's a hell of a pay to get these teams.
It's $1 billion commodity, man.
Y'all remember what the Clippers went for after they were going through what they were going through with Sarver?
Not Sarver.
Not Sarver. I'm sorry. Yeah, but what the price was, and they're horrible.
And the Phoenix now, they in the process trying. Yeah, sorry, he trying to sell the team. You know what I mean?
Bill.
So yeah,
bad teams cost money. John going to party tonight with Kuz and Brad to prepare for a sloppy performance tomorrow. Anthony, Tony, man, we appreciate you. I think it's because the owner only cares about the profit off of the team versus actually building a real team. Hence, the international players and sadly, those guys could actually be really good.
Bro, I'm just not the one for finger pointing, man. They're pros. See, you can't have it both ways. A lot of the dudes in the league will be quick to tell us, you never play in the league, you don't understand. Okay, cool. Well, then show us. There ain't nothing being shown right now. You're just going off of numbers, and sometimes the numbers are hollow. You know what I'm saying? It's just they bear no impact. You know, I mean, they just don't. Like I keep saying, I keep bringing them up. Jordan Goodwin, 7, 8, 3, and 3. Kuz and Porzingis both outscored them and all that, rebounds and all that. But I think we all in agreement. Goodwin's impact, you can feel and see his impact a lot more than what those other two did, and that shouldn't be the case. He literally just got caught up and stuck on the Wizards team this season, and not even at the beginning of the season. Y'all been in the league how long? So why? You know, I understand he got to prove himself. He's trying to stick and all that, but no, that's to me, that's just how he plays. And since when it become cool for the star players not to bring out that type of level of energy and toughness and competitive nature, they're above that. I ain't see that from Kawhi. You know, hold on, my bad. I damn sure don't see that from Giannis. I'm just saying, bro. I don't see that from the dude, the Steph, before he got hurt. The dudes competing for championships, winning finals, MVPs, you don't have to question that with them. So why we got guys who quote unquote all stars and stars that don't do that on a night-to-night basis? But say all the good things in interviews, man. I'm just trying to focus on winning and all that. But it's a price you gotta pay for that. I don't see anybody paying that price but two players right now, currently. And yeah, Rui's hurt, you know, that's a big L too, you know what I'm saying? But Goodwin and Kispert, those are the only two that have been solid. Solid like every game. You know, if nothing else, they're gonna compete and give you everything they got.
The both of them been consistently starring in their roles. Show up you don't worry about those two. And like you were talking about with the other, you know, the quote unquote the quote unquote big three here, what have you. That's why like all things aren't equal, and I hate when people start like I don't think everybody should be called a big three. I don't think everybody's a big duo. Like we got to stop this. All things aren't equal. You know, like those guys that you're talking about, those guys you can lump. That's different. They've earned whatever it is you want to call them. And to me, I do think Washington has 3 good players, and that's great. But it's 3 good players. We're not talking about 3 all-NBA dudes. We're not talking about 3 dudes that have shown us those things. They're just 3 good players. And I don't think that's a slight. I just think we do this thing where it's not we, but we're in a time where people take things and, you know, put projections on things, or numbers be the end-all, be-all of everything until they're not. And, right, it's been a playing team. Like
But why are players like the the inconsistent players here, they always getting pumped up to be something that they clearly have shown that they're not, right? But when I look on the West Coast, you got a guy that got it done. I'm bringing up Andrew Wiggins for an example. Got it done throughout the entire playoffs, both ends. Second best player on the team. And people still throw shade at him, but praise these other players that haven't got it done. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's just, go ahead.
I was going to say, people don't like to be wrong. Like, I'm going to call it what it is. Like, people took a side on this Wiggins thing, and they were Ken Griffey Jr., beautiful swing type wrong. So wrong. And we're in an era where the best thing to do instead is to be like, yo, I messed up. Because when it's something and everybody is trashing it, people love taking giant swings on it because they feel safe. They don't even take the time to look at it themselves or look under the hood to see if what these people are saying are even true. Meanwhile, Golden State's going through it, right? You know who's been missing?
Wiggins.
Cool, great, good talk. What are we talking about? Second best player on their team. That's what they've been missing. And that's not a slight. I'm not taking away anything from Clay. I'm not taking anything away from Dre. The second best person there in that run last year was number 22. This is just a fact. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
That's
Middleton
it.
is Batman. Chris Middleton's Batman. He ain't been there all year. The show has gone on, hasn't it?
It's going to continue to go on because Batman doesn't miss games. Batman's the dude running through your favorite dude. That's Batman. No words, just action. And y'all like to pick and choose who's going to be what. Stop picking and choosing and let their games decide it. And that's like here is a perfect example of what happens when you do the narrative thing instead of people's play. If the three here were what you thought they were, right, you wouldn't be a game up on the Orlando Magic. The fact that you're even in the conversation with the Orlando Magic is disgusting. They just had the number 1 pick. They have nothing but lottery picks on their team. They have been in hell for like a decade. And I'm not going to lie. You're like...
Vucevic, they had a little bump.
I'm sorry. So a little blip on the radar of being horrible in Vooch. And then they did what they do best. They moved Vooch. Because they're just incompetent. And then, Brett, you're literally in a place where in a week's time, you might be looking up at them. And you got a $250 million player. They don't. That's nasty. But that's because y'all take stuff and give people stuff they don't deserve. There's no gold medal winners here. There's nothing. There are 3 talented players who don't deserve the crap that y'all give them. Stop putting people on pedestals for nothing. It's just that simple. Because meanwhile, every player that's about that life, they come through here, whether it's at home or on the road, and they let you know what the difference looked like. We saw 62% Kawhi. He had enough uploaded today to close this game out. Kevin and them. We've seen Kevin in the Long Island Nets. They are out here on some LeVar, never lost to the Wizards this year. All the crap they got going on this year. You know who they didn't lose to? Cool story. Get a get-right team for teams. Just accept it. Stop doing this crap. Oh, it could be this. It could be... Stop it. Like, this group shouldn't even be mentioned with the 3 that got honored earlier this year.
Absolutely not.
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just being real because there's been stuff that was said and stuff, the stories written and all.
Hell no.
Nobody here has proven jack. What Kuzma's won a chip, and he won the chip, and I'm not being mean. He won the chip as a role player on that team, and he played an important role, and that's great. But it's not even like he didn't play the Andrew Wiggins role there on that run for the Lakers. You know, it was a lesser role. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just living in actual realities. Actual realities. Because if he played the Andrew Wiggins role, this record's not this record. You got a bunch of dudes who's been next to the guy who wins. And that's why you are where you are. You got dudes who are cool with the guy. The guy not in this building. Yeah, not trying to be too mean, but PG sat. PG gave y'all 40 the other day. Jokic is a guy. Gave you 50. And if Mike Malone wasn't a kind-hearted soul and played that man like 5 more minutes, they would have scored 110 points in that paint because the only thing stopping Jokic was him. That's it. Mike Malone was the best defense on Nikola Jokic the other night. AD came through 50 and 20. Like, there's levels to this, man, and I'm not trying to be mean. It routinely happens. So at some point, you got to, like, I'm not saying lower your expectations, to be realistic. Like, there's levels to the dudes at the top of the league, and all people making that money aren't on the same level. Some people are just making that money. And I'm not ever going to tell somebody who don't deserve to make, somebody hands you a check for whatever, bro, you better sign it. Like, it is what it is. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong for that, but at the same time, I'm not going to let somebody else tell me that somebody here is anything remotely like KD, Giannis, or the two J kids in Boston. Nothing here is like those. Like, we can look around the league, people got those things. So,
Donovan Mitchell in Cleveland, look what he doing.
Look, that boy got there, hit the ground running, was like, oh yeah, I'm about that life. Cool. Like, they're making a run for the you know what I'm saying? They're making a run for the conference. He just got here.
He might rough his all-star spot. You feel what I'm saying? Like, my man, not even on Might in it. He will.
Yeah. So I mean, not just being mean, just being real, man. No way Johnny Davis will develop as either of vets.
Johnny, dog.
Yeah.
He gonna have to be tough, man. Just hang in there, bro. Man.
Oh, he didn't mean Ted. He meant Tommy.
Oh, as far as
like, I guess it's GM.
Oh, talking about Antoine.
Yeah. Not Ted. He meant Tommy.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. I doubt it.
What do we do as fans that deserve this? It's part of being a fan, bro. You just gotta. It is what it is. I'm not gonna lie. I was in a relationship like that with a team. I let them go. I've been happy. I was raised a Knicks fan, bro. I let it go. Like Mike D'Antoni years, I couldn't do it.
Sometimes you gotta cut the cord, bro.
Man. And now I can watch and be like, oh look, the Knicks did good, or the Knicks did some Knicks stuff. You know whose day it doesn't ruin? Mine. But yeah, just sometimes you gotta just take a step and just accept stuff for what it is. Like, it is what it is. Still root for your team.
That's the beauty of being in the media. We don't need to be fans. We could be objective and totally remove ourselves and just call it like it is. It's stress-free life.
I worry about Kispert, especially on defense. My whole thing with Kispert is he plays hard. Like, I don't think he's gonna be a great defender, but we never worry about if he's giving everything he has. And he actually looks pissed about the proceedings.
Yeah, but he gets his fair share of stops too. You can't ignore that, man. Will he be all NBA defensive team? No, probably not ever. But he tries. Well, you got other guys that are capable, because you can see them move on offense. They're very capable going side to side when they want to, and guys are just going right past them. Matador defense at his finest, man. Just Olay here, and then when they get in the lane, got 7'3" dude who think he's a guard, you just watch. Like, I'm too small to contest. So there you go.
I can't wait to see him dealing with Bobo, boy. Because he can reach all them shots. Leonard got a season high against us tonight, go figure. I mean, once he got in the rhythm, was somebody going to stop him? It was just the rhythm. That was the issue last week. What presence does Posey have on his team? He is still weak. He's an assistant. What is he, assistant coach?
Yeah, James Posey.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, he's only an assistant coach. Like, he
still come back to the players, my man.
Yeah.
We can preach all that.
Like, this is the other thing. Like, for all we know, like, they're giving the correct information. If they don't execute, like, and that's kind of why us here, we never leave the players out of it. Like, you still got to execute.
Put it this way: if he was on the team, we wouldn't be talking about him.
Just about Jameson. He says ultimately goes to be GM. Yep, for sure. This is just shady. Utah Watanabe is a new face of Japan now.
Why y'all gonna get on Rui? He ain't even playing.
Dang, innocent bystander. Cold one.
Hey man, Rui caught it straight, and he's injured. Also, when like Rui was also one of the other dudes who, like, you knew what you were getting with Rui consistently. Like, you knew what you was getting. But look, man, y'all have a great evening. We'll be back tomorrow night off the late night for the 9:30 start. It'll be taking on the Lakers, man. All I know is I don't know what LeBron's gonna feel like, but if that paint defense is reminiscent of the other night, You know, it's a whole bunch of shoulder, bucket, whistle, free throw line.
You might
You know?
pass the rain tomorrow.
I was just about to say that.
Fuck it.
But y'all have a great night. We appreciate y'all tuning into the playback room. Obviously, also here on Wizards Outlook. Last, I'll get this in a positive tonight. We'll see Danny attack the room and actually done. Yeah, like again, more reason to join the playback room. I also had a reaction to this because I was just like, you know, it's cool to see you do it. Now do it all the time. Like attack like that all the time. You're 6'9", all the time. Just all the time. That's all we want. We're not asking for too much. Just, I don't know. Be that height all the time. Everyone's playing you to pass. Like, make them pay for it. Lane just be open. Straight line drives just give it away because they know you about to jump and drop it off. Like Cardell said, man, it's scouting report real, man. They literally be like, the basket is this way. Step to the side and be like, now give me the pocket pass. It's crazy, man. But y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all